Hello everybody, thank you for joining us. Today we'll be doing a quick sketch of a squeezing hand. And a squeezing hand as in like squeezing something. We will probably put a ball in the hand. I think that is that's an ideal thing to squeeze, like a stress ball or just a ball. So to get started we will lay down some framework lines. So that is essentially going to be the wrist here, which is not the central point of our exercise, but it's there accompanying the hand, lending it all those elements it needs to get the strength going into the squeeze. But then of course the central part of the hand and then the fingers doing all the beautiful work. So that is essentially our thumb right there. Let's put another oval just for the sake of structure, and then we'll go and put right along that line a bell shape like that. Now we have to imagine that right around here is our stress ball. To determine the size in hand, now it doesn't have to be a perfect stress ball because it is being squeezed, so we have to show a little bit of perhaps a lessening of the girth of the stress ball. Now this is a big stress ball, but that's fine. We're going to play around with that. Now you have to imagine that the bell was right there, so you're coming up and we're coming toward that stress ball, and you'll just draw hooks like that. One, then two, and then perhaps a straighter one here, a little straight, and then straighter yet. So those are where the the 4 fingers will be placed. But right here is our thumb out of the way. So I'm putting in all those essential lines that we need, and then we will concentrate on that finger going backward, getting that finger going, coming in, with that finger, and then finishing off so it's all like really sausages that you're just putting in together. And I've said that in our certain videos, some videos like in the past, that it's essentially the sausage shapes that we're just trying to get going when it goes when it comes to the hands, when it comes to the fingers, sorry. The thumb here in this case needs to be a little smaller because, well, we change things as we go along, and essentially so I'm putting in a bit of squeeze proportion in between those fingers, as you see. So we have a light source that's coming down. Now this is not necessarily a very glossy stress ball or a soft ball, but what we're doing is we need to highlight certain features that, yeah, it is round, it has been squished, so we'll just put in some tones going with that circular surface. Now usually when it is a matte surface which does not have gloss or too much of gloss or tint in it, it does not necessarily reflect all the essential components of light and shadow, but we will do that in this case because we just want to see that round object getting the hell squeezed out of it. Well, not that much, but it is still a tight squeeze right there. So I'm now putting in some essential quick things like fingernails, without which fingers don't have the same character. So, and the thumb for that matter, that guy as well. Yep, he needs that nail going. And then I go over and just give some thumb lines. I go under the stress ball and essentially into the areas that are away from the light, and putting in some tones to create that consistent shadow. I'm putting in a tone here as well at the bottom just to have things blend in a little bit better. Shadows right under the fingers there, and some shadow here, shadow coming in like that. So it's all like falling down, so this guy will have a shadow coming in just around that area. And there's the essentials folds on the skins. The little guy has them here as well. So I'm putting in some features that the hand essentially needs. Now of course you could make the fingers thicker, smaller, but it all really depends on what is the hand that you are modeling. Now I just did this as a quick exercise, so not necessarily any particular hand is being modeled here. It's just coming, you could say, out of imagination. So we'll give some additional tones. This vein is definitely going to be evident when we squeeze, and we will give that vein the chance to shine as well, to join the hand in its handy work of squeezing that stress ball. I'm not sure if they work, stress balls I mean, but again, it's an experience that is left to the particular person, and that is the entire beauty of it. The different experiences, the different degrees of utilization of these things in the hands. So I'll just put in some tones here as well. They might not be there, but again, in the source of light that will be utilized, they just might be. So we rather have them in there instead of not, and I'm going darker toward the area that is away from the light. So I think that'll do it for now. Let me just make that area a little more dark. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, keep in touch, and do try this out. Excellent exercise. So please keep in touch. Have yourself a wonderful day.